Hey crafty friends, welcome back to the Old Paper Lady. I'm Lori. If you're new here, hi and welcome. What you're looking at is going to be my February project. No, I'm not eating dog treat bones. This is what I get my doggy in. I saved the box because it's a good sturdy box and it's going to be my journal cover. I'm planning on having 3 to 4 signatures. I want to do 3 in this journal. So it's going to be, the whole month I'm going to be working on the journal for most of the month, making ephemera, cutting the pages down, and dressing up the cover and all of that, and telling you where I got all of this stuff. Now I sit here and I'll show my mama what my idea was with all of this stuff and things that I had printed out, and I have been collecting in this box Paris Rose. So instead of doing Valentine's, I'm going to do a Paris Rose journal. And we're going to use all of the bits and bobs in my box, make up a bunch of pretty stuff, and if we don't use it in this, we can use it in other stuff. Now this is kind of Valentine-y theme, but I have some kits that have like the little birds and stuff on it, like this little birdie here. And I got this from Pop Shelf. It's it was a little store here in our town that has since closed down, and that's why I hate, because they had stuff like this all the time. It was great for junk journaling. Now these are just one-sided pages of different assortment with roses and stuff on it. Great backing papers. I did print off, and these are some ephemera pieces that I've already made. I have photo corners that we can use. This is that tea party kit that I did the journal with out of on that, and I saved the rose bits out of that because I knew it would go with my rose themed journal. And then here's some more of that. It has roses on it, and I'll tell you where I got all of this from. Most of these cut aparts here came from what is his name? Lynn Art Studio. Most of this is fussy cut pieces, and I just have a plethora of roses. Now this here are vintage fussy cuts, 96 images, and it's just a different florals. Had roses and all kinds of stuff, and I have recently gotten this from Etsy. And I printed it on regular copy paper because I knew I was going to be gluing it on something else. And it came from Paper Art Garden. This floral fussy cut. Paper Art Garden. Beautiful florals. And it has, the image, the tan behind it. So if you want to run it through your fussy cut Cricuts or your Brother Scanning Cuts, look at the floral. Look at that. Just beautiful, beautiful images. Love it. I'll probably use this 100,000 times because I love it. So, florals is my jam. I love that. So, those I printed on regular 20-pound copy paper because I knew I would be, making book page ephemera and just having the floral bits on that. Because the pages I have are just so beautiful, I didn't want to take it from it. So I thought the book page ephemera that I've been making in the backgrounds and on some videos has been leading up to making this journal. And we're still going to have to make floral bits. And this, came from Hobby Lobby. Just, scrap pieces here and there in the other place. Now this kit here, Tickety Boo Digitals. 80 Rose Fussy Cuts. Printed them also on regular copy paper. These are some smaller images I thought would be really great on pockets and things like that. So yeah. So just in case you're wondering where I got them, and I will, when I use them, tell you throughout the build of this where I got them. These Tilly green floral bits here came from Snapdragon Digitals. Has just a beautiful colors, and it was just scraps that I had, and most of it didn't go with that tea garden journal. I saved the rose bits to go with my Paris themed journal. So, and this kit here, now I've got a box full of mess, y'all. I really do here. Now this is a whole journal that I started getting together and adding bits and pieces to, and collecting up stuff, you know, to go in here with the stickery bits and things like that. These are just dirt old. I have no clue how long I've had them, probably greater on 20 plus years. But this was just some type of newspapery print, and I just printed it, actually glued these papers together because I didn't print on the back of it. And this is some of the leftover kit from, I did, really first journal I did on air was a Paris Rose journal, and this is the fussy cut pieces from that. And then later on I saved all of the bird pieces and did a hummingbird and rose journal, and I do believe that is the one that Miss Deborah was asking about. So I saved all of those fussy cut pieces. These are pulls and such, and pockety bits. And this came from, what is their name? My Porch Prints. So all of the rosy bits and fussy cut bits I saved. Now this journal kit here, have no clue where I got it from. Really don't. And see, this is where I was talking about. It had, you know, the black and gray. And this is going to be a tall skinny. Look at that. Shut up, y'all. Just beautiful. So I got a tall skinny version, which now I can cut down and put in this, because these are going to have to be cut down. And then you have, you know, your regular journal size pages. But yeah, so this kit is just absolutely gorgeous. So, and most of these I printed same front and back. And then I thought, you know, I could have the pieces that went this way, I could make ephemera out of. But yeah, so this is darker tone bits. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Have no clue where I got it from. Really do not. And this was a backer piece that was in the kit. Had kind of a pinky tone to it. And this is the rose backers that was in that kit as well. I wished I had printed off 100 of them. It's just a real light rose backer piece. I have no absolutely clue where I got that kit from, because this was like way, when I first got my Canon, the Canon TS95 21C, when I first got that printer, I just went ham printing. And I mean, really, that's where this came from, and I have no absolute clue where I got it from. But that kit has been printed for 3 years. And this is how long I've been saving up stuff to go and make this journal. So I put that together as a kit for a tall skinny journal there, and started adding bits and pieces to that and put it in a little baggie. So all of that, I'm going to keep it together, because that's going to be a separate journal, the tall skinny journal. Okay, so, and then I know you all see like these, I do believe, came from Leanne Scraps. Pretty sure that's where those came from. Do not know where these came from either. That was back in early days of printing, and I just saved, they were bookmarks, and I saved them to make tags with and printed on the back. So, and then this is some more of that kit that was from where I did the Paris Rose, so I need to put that over here. These are all pieces that came from the kit where I made the tea party. And I cannot remember the life of me. Did I show that? I think I did show that, the tea party. Yeah, so it's got bits and pieces. Anything of it that had roses and stuff on it, I saved from that too. And this is a stamp that I got from Temu that I just stamped on book page. So we've got tons and tons and tons of stuff to play with and make ephemera bits and pieces and just go nuts. So I hope you all are ready. So I did not want to do, like I said, a Valentine theme journal. I wanted to do a Paris Rose journal. So that's going to be my February project. So now this kit, I am pretty sure all of this came from, now this here is, yeah, this is a scrapbook paper. I just printed on it and we can cover that up. And then there's some more of that backgroundy piece. Now that backgroundy piece is in with this stuff that came from My Porch Prints. So I may have gotten that kit from them. I am not sure. But this is some of the bits and pieces. Like I want to cut this out and make something out of that. You know, what have you. This is not going to be... I may use some of the pages in here and there. But as you can see, my printer head needed to be clean so it has lines on it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then some of like that was miscolored. And I was like, I'm going to keep it because I want to cut this out, you know. And use that piece to make like a journal card or what have you. Or, you know, we can cut it out and use it however. But this is just going to be basically a cut apart piece. And this was my first round of ink that I had in my printer. And I was just using the heck out of what I had. That's what it was. But see, it has all of these fussy cut bits and pieces here. And I am pretty sure that this came from My Porch Prints. I'm not positive. Because it was in with the My Porch Prints kit. That is fairly pretty. And I have fussy cut pieces that went with the rose theme in it. And I do believe I printed on the back of this. Yeah, later on, I printed this initially on my HP printer. And it does it print borderless. So then when I got my other printer, I went back and printed lines on the back of it. So then I can cut this down. So this is going to be part of the actual journal kit. So it's going to start with this kind of, you know, a little plainer. And this will be, you know, like that'll be the front page of one signature. That'll be the front page of one signature. That's what I'm going to use this for. And we may use that as a front page. You know, some of the fuller images and stuff. And seeing there's the little bird I was telling you about. The reason why I got the stickery bits. The exact same thing. So, yeah. So, we're going to try to do 3 signatures, maybe 4 possible. And this is going to be the kit to, you know, be like the starter point. You know what I'm saying? And then this I have, that needs to go with my peach rose stuff. Because I have a peach rose kit collecting down in the bottom here. So, I need to put that up. And then this, I'm going to cut these pages down. And if you can see, it has music, roses, and stuff. And that'll be a good center page. So, yeah. So, that is the kit that we're building off of to make this whole thing. This one is just going to be used as cut apart fussy cut pieces to make ephemera with, you know, and that stuff. So that is what I'm doing there. And I know you all saw it. I know you did. Now this is from Miss Shabby Dabby Doodah. And it is her 35-page Paris collection. Shut your face. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now this, I did not print front and back. Because I did not know if I wanted to use this as just ephemera pieces. Or if I wanted to use this as pages. So when I get to getting this kit together, so I'm thinking I would want to use this as ephemera pieces. And I can reprint this 100 times, you know what I'm saying? Because this is beautiful and I love it. And there's several more kits and stuff that she has that I want to go print. But this is the one that I'm working with for February. So now my thinking is that some of these pages here that we can use, we can cut down and use that in with the other pages, in with this stuff here. Okay, I think it will blend itself well. This is the frills and the floss, you know, the boo-hoo. That's what this is. So now I can take this kit, and I thought about, you know, cutting some of the pages down to add in and disperse through, which, you know, like that, or it has no particular whatever, I can do that. And then just run it through and print, because I don't have the kits for this anymore. I can run through and do the tea dye on the back of it and dress these up with other pieces of the kit for ephemera. That's what I'm thinking. On some of the pages like these where it has multiple colors, it's the color bits, I can add them in and do the tea dye on the back and use those in with this other kit. I think that would be quite pretty to do, actually. Because then you have, you know, like this, and then you have the next page would be, you know, something like that. And then you have like this here, and the next page will be that. I'm thinking that's what I want to do. I kind of do. But I think these two kits will be intertwined together as the pages. And this is going to be ephemera. Because those are kind of, you know, blandy and dark. And what of it I don't use as pages is going to be cut apart as ephemera. But, you know, we can use these as ephemera pieces. Like, you can cut that, make that a journal tag to go in there. You can cut this and make that a big journal tag there. You can put this on a pocket. That'll be a pocket. You see what I'm saying? Just absolutely. And then, you know, you have this piece here. You can cut this as a journal card. That'd be a journal card. And then these other bits here, you can collage with that, make a new collage piece. Take it and put it, you know, whatever. Lovely, lovely Miss Shabby Dabby Doodah. Tina, just love it. Just want to hug it and kiss it. And, you know, just beautiful, beautiful kit. And it had all of the different colors and such. So then I said, well, if I use these pages, you know, and cut some pieces and make ephemera out of them, and make, like, you know, take the collage bits, you know, like you focus on that, and that would be a good thing for a pocket. This would be a good piece for a pocket, you know. Or I can cut the sides down and put it in as a page. So that's what I'm thinking. But some of the bits like these here where it has structures, I would cut this out, you know, with the bit of with the rose bit here, and make that, or we cut it on this side with the rose, so then I could still have this piece, you know. Yes, 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 yes. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the month of February, y'all. So I wanted to show you all today, so then, you know, if you're wondering where I got this and that and the other stuff, and I like to do that, you know, to show you if I have the front plate, fine. If it has it printed on it, that's the only way I knew where that came from, was very own My Porch Prints, and it says French Rose Journal Pages. And I'm not sure if it's still on their page or not, because they have evolved with their imagery so much that it is just breathtaking. So, you know, when I first started My Porch Prints, I was just in love with them and printed any and everything I could print. So most of my early on things that's where it came from. So this, I'm going to cut this box down, and that's why I said these pages would go in this and fit in here. If I can get the papers to flap. But if you'll see, from the middle to the end, that leaves me a little bit of room where I can add frills and flaws and lace and this and that, and just, you know, bling it up. So I've been wanting to work on this journal for a long, long time. So we're going to do one, like I said, it has 3 to 4 signatures in it out of these kits here. And then we will use Miss Shabby Dabby Doodah's pages in and disperse in the ones that we can cut down and use as pages. And I'll print tea dye on the back of them, because it will go with this well. And then the Tall Skinny Journal will do it as well. So that is my kits that I want to work on and figure out what to do. And I'm going to try to film the whole thing from start to finish. That's why I said this is my February projects. And instead of doing Valentine theme journals or mini albums and stuff like that. I'm going to do Paris Rose theme things. And that's going to be my whole February, the 28 days of February. So I hope you enjoy that, shabby chicy, and get into that. And my girly side will come out, and we'll just bling it up. And I mean, when I say bling it, we're going to bling it like I'm already thinking of doing lace bits on the front with this beautiful rose cut out, put on here. Lacy bits all around. The lace closures, lace hanging out the side of it on every page, you know, just of the different colors, because I have bunches and bunches of colors of lace. So I really want to do this as a topper on top of the white lace. Oh, I think that would be so beautiful. So I have, like, you know, the white fringe lace that layers. So I'm going to put 2 layers of that on it and wrap my journal cover, but I'll have to cover this with white paper first so it doesn't show through. And then I want to put that down on the front. And I'm probably going to cut it out just around where it's stamped, and then add some little lace, or not lace, but Prima roses around the swoosh of it, you know what I'm saying, and then across the top. That's what I'm envisioning. Yes, ma'am. Alrighty, so I'm going to get off of here for today. Well, what time is it? Let's see. 20 minutes. But yeah, so I want to start working on the cover, but I think I'm going to wait to do that, because that is my idea, and I'm going to put this together. That's what I want to do with that. So we can work on some ephemera bits, and I have Temu things to where we can take and you know, like these would be great to take this and put the Temu rose stickers on them, just stuff like that. Let's go ahead and cut this down, get the flip flaps off of it so I can put it in here, and that's going to be my journal pouch, my cover pouch. So now when I do this, I do not use my regular paper cutter. I have this big heavy duty one, and you don't have to have a big heavy duty one like this to cut the cardboard. Just have one that's designated just for your papers, and one that is designated just for like cardboard or chipboard type things. Now this, I'm just going to peel apart here the best that I can without ripping and tearing up, because these flaps are not going to matter. This is the one that matters. I just do not want to tear and rip my cover. Sorry for the rackety bits here. There we go. We got it. Okay, so now let me use these scissors because they're a little bit messed up. And I'm just going to cut the flips down to where I can deal with it in my cutter. And then we'll do the trim up on it, you know what I'm saying? And then I will be having to cut my papers down to fit this. And most boxes like this, now this is a heavier dutier box, and that's fine because that's what I wanted, because I know it's going to be, like I said, 3 to 4 signatures. And the spine on that is going to be really well. And you can use cereal boxes. You can use pasta boxes. I like cereal boxes because they can go for tall, skinny, or they can go for full size journal pages. You don't have to cut them down. But now this one, like I said, I had printed it, and it was already basically like a 5x7 type size journal. And then, you know, we can have other bits. We can have the pages taller or shorter. So that's not going to be an issue. Now this, I'm just going to take and get a smooth edge on here, because this is going to be my cover piece. This is going to be a little more difficult because it's going to have to be somewhat angled. I'm just trying to get it right there, just to trim that bit off. And go back up. Now all of this is going to be covered. This from this end to get it on there, to get it straight at the bend. Pretty much cut straight right there, and that's the actual front of the box where it has the tapey bits on it. We'll just cut that off. Now you can take and cut this with scissors, you know, but I want to make sure that I have the straight edge and it's clean cut, basically, is what I'm trying to do here. Now I use this heavy duty cutter to cut my chipboard bits, my cereal boxes, and all of that with, because I do not want to use my regular paper cutter, my cut and score box, mainly because after a few times of cutting chipboard, your blade is just shot. There we go. And that is how you do it. Now this box, where it wouldn't, you know, kind of exactly lay flat, and it's going to set up like so. Because a cereal box, you know, you can kind of lay it flat and do the straight cuts and make sure that it's all even. Oh look, we got these flippity flaps there. Huh, how did I miss them? Well, dang. I have to go from the top. Sure did miss them, didn't I? Snoop's knocking on my door. Snoop's knocking at my door. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you hear his ears flopping now. So this piece here, the way I had it stored, it folded flat. There we go. So yeah, I'm happy with that. All the edges seem to meet, and we are pretty good and even. I'm going to push this up against this here and measure, and that is 6 1/4. Not cutting it, I'm just pushing up against it and measuring to make sure that the flaps are the same size. Yep, 6 1/4. We are good. Alrighty. So we are ready to go with our cover. But yes, always when you are cutting thicker cardstock, like 110 pound, 80 pound, or anything like that, use a, let's see, do I want to use coffee dye or just white? Because the white I'm going to use coffee dye, or tea dye, actually. I'm going to use tea dye paper to cover this. May have to use 3 sheets to glue together. Let's see. Let's turn it over. So I'll glue them together in the middle here. And that is going to be very, very small edge to come over. So let's do it this way. We'll have to use 3 to cover the whole thing. And see where my piece together pieces are going to be. And they'll be on the cover bits and won't cause any hindrance. And that'll be allow me plenty of room to wrap the actual cover itself. So you don't want your join pieces of your cover piece to be on your folds of your cover. So I think I'll use that and cover the front of this. And then on the inside, I can take and, you know, put a piece down and cover that. And it's going to be, I want it to be a hidden spine, because when I take the lace and cover the whole piece, it's going to be glued down on the outside. So now I'm doing this just, you know, to cover up so none of that shows through the journal. Shows through the outside cover. Okay, so now I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Put it on and put this stuff together. That's the best thing to use. Now, actually, you can use double-sided tape to glue these together, and they'll hold very, very well. I just got to get to it. It's up here. And if y'all could see my desk at the moment, y'all would be like, oh, Lord. Because I had everything cleaned up, you know. I just finished up my garden journals and got those filmed and put up. And then I was like, you know, this is the project that I want to work on for the month of February. And so it's going to be a lengthy project. And so then all of the stuff that I had came out of that box for the French Rose journal. So I'm going to put 2 strips of this double-sided tape down. And this is like, kind of like building a mini album for the actual cover part of it. Any pieces of that you have hanging over, snip it off, because it will snatch and grab whatever else you don't want it to. And we'll just take and varnish that down. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to cover the outside of that, just so that, you know, when we put the lace on it, I don't want none of that stuff actually trying to come through, because I'm going to put Alright, so then I'll do this one with the double-sided tape, and then we'll glue these together, or tape them together. Well, if I could hang on to the double-sided tape, that would be great. I got the wobble hands for some reason. So this will hold the conjoined papers together really well. But when I put it on the cover, I am going to put it on with. Now you can do a you can cover your cover with cardstock. You can cover it with regular copy paper, what have you, but just the tones of the journal, I wanted to do coffee dye on. And then what I'm going to do is I'll peel this back a little bit here and a little bit here. And just put it to the side. Take my papers and line them up on the bottom where the tape is. And I'll hold it and then I'll put it down. And just pull that out. And that is the easiest way I have found to do the double-sided tape. And then we'll varnish that really well. We'll do the same thing for this piece. And the only reason that I did the 3 full pieces instead of just 2 is because I wanted the inside cover to go over and cover a little bit more than just a 1/4 of an inch. And that is the only reason why I did the 3 pieces. I'm on camera here. Yeah, so see you even up the bottom just to where the tape is. Oh, and I moved it. All right, so you even up the bottom just to where the tape lines up. Take your tape, stick that down there, and then you just pull this out. And that one broke, so I'll have to, yep, it broke up here, which is no big deal. You just get your little tool and pull it. So now where you started this up here, see it lines up. All right, so now we have our cover piece, and I'm just going to put Fabri-Tac on the dog bone box, and then lay it down on it and wrap it around it. And then I'll let it dry, because you'll have to let it dry and it'll crack the spine. We'll have to re-crack the spine on it. I'm just going to cover this really well with Fabri-Tac. Do really good on the bend parts here, so the paper sticks to it really well. And I'm doing really well on the edges and the bends there in the middle. And then you kind of want to do fairly generous in the middle part. So then now when you put this down, we'll flip it over. Put this in the middle. Make sure that your connection pieces of your paper are not on the bends of your cover. Now remember, this will wiggle. You do have wiggle room, but it will not show through on the outside once it dries. So now I want to take, and I'm going to varnish this down all the way to the edges to try to get that Fabri-Tac that's underneath there spread out in good contact with my journal cover. I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. And see where you can see where the bend is here, so you kind of want to do a little varnish on that on either side, because that will make it easier to break the spine again, because you're going to have to re-break the spine after you cover it like this. Okay. And the other reason I like using Fabri-Tac, because it makes it easier to re-break the spine and your paper won't break. See? So there we go. So now I am going to let this set like that and let that Fabri-Tac dry on there before I try to start wrapping it around. You can go ahead and wrap it and it'll be fine, but I do want to make sure that it is good and stuck to the middle of it. Now, if you were just doing this just as your cover, your coffee dye or tea dye paper, you're ready to go and start decorating your journal. You can cover it, flip it and cover it around on the inside, and it's ready to go. Okay, so I just want to make sure that that is good and flat on there. And it did move a little bit. See, well, now we got a pucker on it. Knew that was going to happen. And I don't know why it done that just on the front piece. So let's lay it this way, let it dry, and then I'll wrap it. So basically, whoopsie, it's sticking to my paper. So when you wrap it, you'll cut, you know, your mitered corners and then fold it over, just like you would if you're doing cloth. Now for that, I will do so I'm just going to cut it down to about 1 inch here. And then just miter the corners here. Now some people will take and cut straight across that. Now I have found that sometimes when you get in here, it's got a gap all the way up to your corner. So I kind of like to take my scissors and cut to the corner and go to the other side at an angle and cut and meet that. But where this is a little bit thicker of material, I kind of want to leave a little bit more room on it. When I wrap it, and we'll take and use these cut-offs as backing pieces, no problem. You can use them as backing pieces on tags, journal cards, whatever. Just scraps, you know. You save it all. Okay. So now I'm going to do it just like I would if I was doing a mini album. Do both sides. Do this and the long sides, then I'll do the short sides. Then I'll go through and I'll put a piece on the outside of the paper, just so that it all catches. This piece is to catch the bottom piece, and then you put a strip on the outside of the paper to catch in here. Now sometimes, you know, you're using scrapbooking paper or printed off digitals and you cover your book or what have you. I'm doing this because I'm covering the outside of my book with lace. And the lace, you can kind of see through it in spots. And some of it I want to leave dangly, or where it has a little bit of movement. So I had to cover the front of it so that you could not see the box underneath. reason why I do a strip on the box and a strip on the paper is because this will catch the bottom paper and this piece will catch up here in the box, so it'll lay flat. Won't have any puckers. You don't have to worry about any liquid glue shifting and moving or what have you on that, and it'll hold and stay down. And like I said, this is the same thing as covering a mini album, so if you've ever done that, it's pretty much the same. Oh, I'm out of tape. Let me cut that off. Get me a new tape. This is 1/4 inch tape. I got it from the Dollar Tree. Every time I go to the Dollar Tree and they have their double-sided tape there, I snatch it up. Now I was going, and every time I'd go, whatever they had hanging up on the rack, I bought it. So I got a whole box full of double-sided tape in here. Because like I would go and they'd have it and it'd be months and months, and I mean months and months before they'd have it again. So then I started going, and I was like, well, if I go in there and they've got it, I'm buying every bit that they got hanging up there. So, because that was at the time, you know, I was making mini albums a lot then. And you use double-sided tape a lot, making mini albums with the covers, what is it? You make covers, you make the little flips, cascading flips for the photos. Yep. Okay. So I usually start on the long side, and this is where it is just regular copy. Well, it's 40-pound copy paper. It's not cardstock, so it wouldn't be as bad to crack, and that's why I chose to use this. So I'm just going to take and fold it over the sides. Now, if it was cardstock, you would need to work it a little bit, you know, to get it used to being folded over your box. But like I said, this is 40-pound paper, and it doesn't really need to be massaged because it's not going to crack. All right, so I'll pull up that strip, and I am going to start in the middle, and I work my way to the edge. Okay, and then I'll pull this piece. Oh, give me that. That's the one where it broke on me. So I'll go over here on this side and I'll pull this piece. And the reason why I use this pick tool is because it's easier to go up underneath the paper with it. So we'll lay the long sides down first. I said, start in the middle. I'm going to go out to the sides. Okay, and then we'll just do this right here and see how this gets up underneath there. You don't have to worry about it. We'll fold these over. And no, I did not fold in my corners, and the reason I did not is because I'm going to put book corners on it. Now you can fold them over and fold them in, but I'm just going to put book covers over it, or book corners on it. I'll do that after I cover the inside of it. Okie doke. So now we've got our cover made. Alrighty. So now there's our cover, and yes, you can see the pieces, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to take and put lace across the whole, over the whole thing. It's going to be lace across the whole thing. And then on the inside here, where this is wanting to pucker up, we're going to take and cover that as well. So I think I'm going to put coffee dye here to about 1/8 of an inch around, and then in the middle as well. And then I'm also going to have a hidden spine for this, so I need to do a hidden spine that I think is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 inches wide, or 4 7/8 wide. So that is going to be a fun journal. Alrighty, so now we got our cover started. Tomorrow we'll go through and we'll add the lacy bits to it and fix up the cover and do the inside, and we'll get our template made. So we'll do all of that in tomorrow's video. Thank you all so much for watching and coming along. I hope that you are excited as I am about working on the Paris Rose journal. I need to set this somewhere where it holds it like this so it doesn't flip flap. I'm going to set it over here. And then I am going to put ties on it. But yeah. So we will come back tomorrow and get back to working on it and getting our cover going. Thank you all so much. You have a good day.